Hi, I'm Jo, and today I'm doing a book review on Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I've had a terrible time doing this book review because I have so much that I want to say, and I'd basically be telling you the entire book. So this is the tragic story of a family that doesn't communicate. I think that none of this would have happened if they could have just talked to each other. The book starts with Lydia is dead. So that's not a spoiler. It's the first thing they tell you. Lydia is dead. She's the 16-year-old daughter of James and Marilyn. So it starts with Lydia is dead, and then it goes back and forth between present day and the past, telling everyone's backstories. It tells the parents' childhood stories, what happened to them when they were small that made them the way they are today, and it kind of also highlights all of the mistakes that they made along the way. The father, James, is Chinese. He's Chinese American. He's a professor at a small college in the small town that they live in, and the only Chinese person in town aside from his children. Also, Nathan, his oldest, is 18, Lydia is 16, and Hannah is 10. Their mother, Marilyn, is just Caucasian. James longs to fit in. He was lonely as a child, growing up as the only Chinese child in the school that he went to. He just wants his children to be popular, and he doesn't get along well with his son Nathan because Nathan reminds him too much of himself. So instead of being sympathetic towards Nathan, he is negative and always putting him down. He thinks Lydia is popular. Lydia knows that it will make her father happy if she has a lot of friends, so he thinks she has all these friends. Marilyn, the mother, grew up in Virginia. Her father left her mother when she was young. Her mother was the home ec teacher. She was a stereotypical 1950s housewife, I guess you'd say. Dinner on the table every night, pearls, the whole 9 yards, even though her husband had left, and all she wanted for Marilyn was to marry someone and have that life. Marilyn wanted to be a doctor. She went to college and met James. They got married, had babies, and she never got back to school to become a doctor. Marilyn decides that Lydia is going to be a doctor and basically fulfill all of Marilyn's dreams, regardless of what Lydia wants to do. Lydia doesn't tell her mother that she doesn't want to be a doctor because she wants to keep her mother happy. Marilyn had abandoned them when Lydia and Nathan were about 6 and 7, so Lydia does whatever she can to make her mother happy so that she will stay, but a burden for a child. Hannah, the youngest, is 10 in present time when the story is taking place. She is an unwanted child. No one pays attention to her. She hides underneath tables a lot and watches everyone. Sometimes Marilyn forgets to set a place for her to eat at the table. It's terrible. Hannah is the most likable character in this entire book. I found all the other people unlikable in some way or another. I would get angry with them, but Hannah, I mean, she's a poor 10-year-old child that no one wants. How can you not like her? So Hannah knows more about what is going on with everyone than anyone else knows because she's always watching everyone. This family never talks to each other and tells each other their true feelings. That's the title of the book, Everything I Never Told You. They have tons of things that they just never say to each other. They just push their feelings down, and it's not good. I have so many thoughts about the parents in this book. Marilyn needs to be enrolled in some parenting classes. She's absolutely terrible. She is like the worst mother. And she's doing to Lydia exactly what her mother did to her. I don't know if it's because I'm a mother myself or just a decent human being. I was just furious with Marilyn. Furious. James, the father, my gosh, he was such a whiny man. I just wanted to tell him to, you know what? Grow a set and do something. Stop whining about it. Stop whining. I always felt like he was playing the victim. Oh, I'm the only Chinese person in town. Move. Oh, I don't have any friends. Make some friends. He never reached out to people. It's always kind of, poor me, poor me. I just wanted to tell him, get a grip. Take control of your life. Do something. Move. Get a different job. Stop whining. Be a man. What the heck? Heck. I felt like this story, I was very, very excited about it because I had read an excerpt on First to Read and I was hooked. That excerpt made the book sound extremely exciting and more fast-paced. It was not a fast-paced book. It was slow. It was not a mystery. They tell you right off that Lydia is dead. It's not a thriller because it's slow. It's just a story about a family. And I love stories about people that are very character-driven and not centered around an event or plot. I like to read about people, what makes them tick. And in that way, I mean, this book told me a lot of stuff. It made me think about how we can't live vicariously through our children. We want our children to be happy and successful and productive when they grow up, but we cannot force them to do what we think they should do. We have our own lives to live. Harping on them and pushing them to do what we think they should do or what we wanted to do, or what we think is best, is just going to put up a wall and shut down communication. They just aren't going to tell us what their hopes and dreams are anymore because they feel that we aren't listening to them anyway, that we don't care. You can't do that to your kids. If you're not happy with your life, then you need to do something to change it. Only you can make yourself happy. It's true. Your husband can't make you happy. Your children can't make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. I felt like this book checked off a lot of buzzword storylines, racism, bigotry, small-mindedness, intolerance, sexual orientation, classism. There was a specific storyline that involved the neighborhood bad boy that I thought was superfluous, and I felt like it just added another buzzword. He could have still been in the story. I'm not saying to take that character completely out. He had a purpose, but there was just a part of his storyline that I just thought it was unneeded and did not add anything to the story. So that is what I thought about Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad book. It was a good book. It wasn't what I thought it would be. It made me think, though, and it was an easy read. I would love to know what you thought about this book if you have read it, especially about the parents. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Let me know what you thought.